Good morning. May I call this meeting to order. Welcome to our back regular meeting. But before we proceed to our business, let's invoke the blessings of God through a prayer.
Heavenly Father, as we gather today for our procurement activity, allow us to glorify you and give you thanks for the gift of life and wisdom. Thank you for allowing our partners in the construction industry to participate in this activity and giving us the opportunity to work with them. Send your Holy Spirit to guide us as we go on with this activity, removing all doubts and malice as we proceed to work for an orderly and successful procurement activity. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
May I request the Secretariat to introduce the attendees and state whether there is a quorum to proceed with the business of the day and present the agenda.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone, including our social media viewers. For our business for today is the private conference for 5 civil works projects, 24BK0069, 24BK0070, 24BK0071, 24BK0072, and 24BK0073. We have with us the following present. From the back members, Russell Lozano, Eileen Domingo, Alan Camello, Maylite Aliazar, Ruben Aldana, Chester Paul Tacadena. From the back secretariat, Brenda Carbonell, Sayus Jan Mabunga, Joel Tindungan, Eva Lovelyn Grospe, Larry Ramel, and Ray Augustin. From the technical working group, Richelle Añohenyo, Maria Ronabel Garingan, Chunlin Balbas, and Madonna Bagabay. For our observers, we have invited representatives from the COA, from the Philippine Constructors Association of the Philippines, from the Philippine Green Building Council. However, they are not here. For the record, Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Sec. As mentioned by the Secretariat, our agenda is holding of the private conference for 5 projects under JA 2024. Madam Secretariat, kindly discuss the pertinent details regarding the procurement of the projects. And afterwards, the representative from Planning Design section will present and discuss the engineering aspects and technical specifications for these projects.
Good morning once again. Today is April 1st, 2024, and we are here to discuss pertinent details for the procurement of 5 infrastructure projects funded under JAA FY 2024. First project is Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities. Good morning once again. Today is April 1st, 2024, and we are here to discuss pertinent details for the procurement of 5 infrastructure projects funded under JAA FY 2024. First project is Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities, concreting of road Santa Maria, Maddela, Quirino. Contract ID 24BK0069, Scope of Works, Construction of Concrete Road, Approved Budget for the contract 4,950,000 pesos, Contract Duration 79 calendar days, Cost of Bidding Documents 5,000 pesos, PCAB License Category CND, Size Range Small B. Second project is Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities, concreting of roads Santo Domingo, Cabarroguis, Quirino. Contract ID 24BK0070, Scope of Works, Construction of Concrete Road, Approved Budget for the contract 4,950,000 pesos, Contract Duration 83 calendar days, Cost of Bidding Documents 5,000 pesos, PCAB License Category CND, Size Range Small B. Third project is Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads, leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, Barangay Villa Peña, Cabarroguis, Quirino. Contract ID 24BK0071. Scope of works, construction of concrete road. Approved budget for the contract 4,950,000 pesos. Contract duration 66 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 5,000 pesos. Pickup license category CND size range small b. Fourth project is Asset Preservation Program, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Roads, Secondary Roads, Cordon, Aurora, Boundary Road, Isabela Boundary to Junction Dumabato, Kilometer 360 plus 407 to 360 plus 946 Aglipay, Quirino. Contract ID 24BK0072. Scope of works, construction of concrete road. Approved budget for the contract 29,676,360 pesos. Contract duration 206 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 25,000 pesos. Pickup license category CND size range small b. Last project is Asset Preservation Program, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse, and Landslide, Secondary Roads, and RJ Villasur, San Pedro, Cabuan, Ismael Disimual Road, Kilometer 368 plus 508 to 368 plus 766, 368 plus 1087 to 369 plus 246, Maddela, Quirino. Contract ID 24BK0073. Scope of works, construction of concrete road. Approved budget for the contract 15,190,000 pesos. Contract duration 218 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 25,000 pesos. Pickup license category CND size range small b. This private conference is to discuss, clarify, and explain, among other things, the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial component of the contract to be bid, including questions and clarifications raised by the prospective bidders before and during the private conference. It is conducted not earlier than 7 calendar days from the posting of invitation to bid and at least 12 calendar days before the deadline of submission of bids. A supplemental or bid bulletin is issued to answer questions or requests for clarifications or interpretation, and upon box initiative to clarify or modify any provisions of the bidding documents. It is posted in the PhilJEPs and DPWH websites and at our bulletin board at least 7 calendar days before the deadline of bid submission. It is the duty of the prospective bidders to always check the websites for any issued bulletins. In the receipt and opening of bids submitted should be on the date, time, and either at its physical address or through online submission specified in the advertisement through a single stage two envelope system. Bid should be valid for a period not exceeding 120 calendar days from the date of the opening of bids. The first envelope must contain the eligibility requirements and the technical component, and the second envelope must contain the financial component. In the sealing and marking of bids, enclose the original eligibility and technical documents in one sealed envelope marked original technical component, and the other original financial component in another sealed envelope marked original financial component. Same will be done with the copies, copy number 1 and copy number 2. Seal both in an outer envelope marked original bid. The original technical and financial envelopes and the copy envelope shall be contained in one main envelope. The original and copies shall be typed or written in ink and shall be signed by the bidder or its duly authorized representative. All envelopes shall have the required information, the name of the contract to be bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient or the procuring entity, and a warning, do not open before the specified time and date. Same will be done with electronically submitted bids. Bids must be encrypted and password protected. The electronic submission and receipt of bids is governed by GPPB Resolution Number 9, Series of 2020. It uses a two-factor security procedure consisting of an archive format compression and password protection to ensure the security, integrity, and confidentiality of the bids submitted. It allows to a password-protected bidding documents on opening date and time. The password for accessing the file will be disclosed by the bidder only during the actual opening, which may be done in person or face-to-face through video conferencing, webcasting, or similar technology. It is capable of generating an audit trail of transactions to ensure the security, integrity, and authenticity of bid submissions. In the sealing and marking of bids, unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes will be rejected, while improperly sealed and marked bid envelopes will be accepted. Same will be done for electronically submitted bids, not compressed and password protected will be rejected, while improperly compressed and password protected will be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The BAC shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid or for its premature opening. Bids submitted after the deadline shall not be accepted. For bids submitted electronically, the BAC Secretariat shall generate a bid receipt page for the official time of submission, which can be saved or printed by the bidder upon receipt of the first and the second envelope. All bids may be modified before the deadline of submission of bids. A letter of withdrawal must be received prior to the deadline for submission and receipt of bids. A withdrawing bidder is not allowed to submit another bid. For bids withdrawn within the interval between the deadline and the expiration of bid validity, the bid security shall be forfeited. In case the submitted bids cannot be opened as scheduled due to justifiable reasons, the BAC shall take custody of the said bids and reschedule the opening on the next working day or at the soonest possible time through the issuance of a notice of postponement to be posted in the PhilJEP's website and at the DPWH website. In the opening and preliminary examination of bids, the BAC shall open the bids in public immediately after the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. In the opening of the first envelope, checking the presence or absence of the submitted documents against a checklist of required documents using a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion. In the opening of the second envelopes, only second envelopes of bidders whose first envelope was rated pass will be opened. Bids with missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient and or bid price exceeding the ABC shall be rated failed. The same will be applied for an electronic copy that cannot be opened or is corrupted shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. Only bidders whose both first and second envelopes were rated pass will be ranked. In the opening and evaluation of the first envelope, it must contain the eligibility requirements such as the legal, financial, and technical, its bid security, the technical specifications, and the omnibus turn of statement. For the Class A documents under legal, must be the PhilJEP Certificate of Registration certificate from SEC, DTI, or CDA, mayor or business permit, and the tax clearance. For the technical, the statement of all ongoing contracts and the statement of single largest completed contract. And for the financial, the net financial contracting capacity, or its committed line of credit, and the audited financial statement is stamp received by the BIR. Under the Class B document is a valid pickup license or special pickup license for JV, and a registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid should be valid at the time of the deadline for the submission and the opening of bids. For the PhilJEP Certificate of Registration and Membership, all bidders shall upload and maintain in PhilJEP's current and updated file of the following Class A eligibility documents under Section 23.1A and 24.1A, such as the registration certificate, the mayor or the business permit, the tax clearance, pickup license and registration, and the audited financial statement. For the business or the mayor's permit, a recently expired business or mayor's permit shall be accepted together with the official receipt as proof that the bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed by the concerned LGU. However, the renewed permit shall be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the 2016 IRR of RA 9184. For the tax clearance, submission of BIR receipt for renewal of tax clearance will not suffice in lieu of a valid tax clearance requirement since substitution is not allowed under Section 34.2 of the IRR of RA 9184. Submission of provisionary tax clearance issued by the BRR for bidding purposes is not acceptable form of tax clearance per GPPB Resolution Number 1, Series of 2014. For the single largest calculated contract, the SLCC completed shall be similar to the contract to be bid or has the same major categories of work. The SLCC value should be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid upon adjustment to current prices using the PSA consumer price indices. Contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract may participate if the cost of the contract to bid is not more than the allowable range of contract cost of their registration. For the statement of all ongoing contracts, statement of the bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. For the pickup license, temporary pickup license shall not be accepted as an eligibility or documentary requirement in lieu of a valid pickup license. For the audited financial statement showing, among others, the bidder's total and current assets and liabilities is then perceived by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. For the net financial contracting capacity, then FCC value should be at least equal to the ABC to be bid. It is computed as the current assets minus the current liabilities multiplied by the factor K minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contract to be bid. The constant factor K is set at 15 regardless of contract duration. For the eligibility requirements under Class B is the requirement for the joint ventures. A valid pickup license or special pickup license for JV and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid should be valid at the time of the deadline for the submission and receipt of bid. All co-venturers shall submit their legal documents, while any of the co-venturers shall submit technical and financial documents. Each partner of the joint venture shall submit the PhilJEP certificate of registration in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the 2016 IRR of RA 9184. For the bid security, bidders must submit bid security to guarantee that the successful bidder shall within 10 calendar days from the receipt of the notice of award enter into contract with the procuring entity and furnish the performance security required. Only one form of bid security among the allowed forms is required to be submitted by the participating bidders. May it be cash or cashier's check, bank guarantee, draft or irrevocable letter of credit, or a surety bond callable upon demand, accompanied by certification from the Insurance Commission, or the bid securing declaration. For the project requirements, it must contain the following: the organizational chart for the contract to be bid, the list of contractors' personnel, such as the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, and the foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data, and the list of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreement, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. For the revised Omnibus Sworn Statement Form, Statement Number 3 was revised and the addition of Statement Number 10, which states that in case advance payment was made or given, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligations and undertakings in the contract shall be sufficient ground to constitute criminal liability for swindling or the commission of fraud with unfaithfulness or abuse of confidence through misappropriating or converting any payment received by a person or entity under an obligation involving the duty to deliver certain goods or services to the prejudice of the public and the government of the Philippines pursuant to Article 315 of Act Number 3815, Series of 1930 as amended, or the revised Penal Code. For the contents of the second envelope, first is the financial bid form, including bid prices and bill of quantities, as well as applicable price schedules and other documents required in the bidding documents. In the detailed evaluation of bids, its purpose is to determine the lowest calculated bid by establishing correct calculated prices of bids and ranking calculated total bid prices from lowest to highest. A non-discretionary criterion shall be used, which shall include consideration of completeness of bids and minor arithmetical corrections. Results shall be contained in the abstract of bids as calculated. Placing no price is considered as non-responsive, while specifying a zero or dash means it is offered for free. And in case of discrepancies, bid price in figures versus bid price in words shall prevail. The total price per item versus unit price for the item multiplied by its quantity, the latter shall prevail. The stated total price versus the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. Unit cost and the detailed estimate versus unit cost and the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. No contact rule, which means prohibition on communication with bidders from bid evaluation until award of the contract. In the conduct of post-qualification, its purpose is to determine whether the lowest calculated bid complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents to be declared the lowest calculated and responsive bid. A non-discretionary pass or fail criterion shall be used to verify, validate, and ascertain all statements and documents submitted by the lowest calculated bid. For the award of the contract shall be awarded to the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid at its submitted price or total calculated bid price, whichever is lower. The BAC shall notify all other bidders of its recommendation to hope of award of contract to LCRB within 3 calendar days from the issuance of the resolution recommending award. The Hope shall have at most 15 calendar days to decide whether or not to approve or disapprove said recommendation. Interested bidders may obtain further information from the Procurement Unit, DPWH Quirino District Engineering Office, and inspect the bidding documents during weekdays till April 15, 2024. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders from our office upon payment of an applicable fee. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the PhilJEPS and DPWH websites. Deadline for submission of bids, April 15, 2024, not later than 10 a.m. Number of bid proposals to be submitted, 1 original and 2 duplicate copies. For the place of submission of bids for manual submission at Procurement Unit, DPWH Quirino District Engineering Office, Cabarroguis, Quirino. And for electronic submission at electronicbids_Quirino at dpwh.gov.ph. For further information, please refer to Brenda B. Carbonell, Procurement Engineer, with email address at carbonell.brenda@dpwh.gov.ph. Thank you.
Our first project, 24B,
May I request the planning representative
This is
to
Infrastructure Program, VIP, access roads and bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities on concreting of road Santa Maria, Maddela, Quirino. For section 1, 400 meters, and section 2, 22 meters, with a total net length of 0.844 lane kilometers, 79 calendar days. Photos taken at the site, the beginning of project, section 1. End of the project, section 1. Beginning of the project, section 2. End of the project, section 2. For the quantities and items involved, Part A, facilities for engineer, provision of progress photographs, 2.63 month. Part B, other general requirements, project billboard signboard for each. Occupational Safety and Health Program, lump sum. Material includes safety helmet, safety shoes, safety vest, working gloves, face mask, rubber boots, eye goggles, raincoat. Traffic Management, lump sum. Mobilization, demobilization, lump sum. Part C, earthwork. Surplus common excavation, 312 cubic meter. Pipe culverts and drain excavation, common soil, 56.68 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway, structural excavation, common soil, 284 cubic meter. Subgrade preparation, common material, 3,240.96 square meter. Part D, sub-base and base course, aggregate sub-base course, 747 cubic meter. Part E, surface courses, Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced 0.23 meters thick at 14 days, 2,110 square meter. Part G, drainage and slope protection structures, pipe culvert 610 diameter, class 4 RCPC, 24 linear meter, and stone masonry of 394 cubic meter. For our next
Questions or queries from the presented project? Hearing none, let's proceed to the next project.
project 24BK007T, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, concreting of road Santo Domingo, Cabarroguis, Quirino. With a net length of 0.786 lane kilometers, 83 calendar days. Photos taken at the site, the beginning of the project, and of the project. Quantities and items involved. Part A, facilities for engineer, provision of progress photographs, 2.77 month. Part B, other general requirements, project billboard, signboard for each. Occupational Safety and Health Program, lump sum. Material includes safety helmet, safety shoes, safety vest, working gloves, face mask, rubber boots, eye goggles, raincoat. Traffic Management, lump sum. Use retroreflective for the signages. Mobilization, demobilization, lump sum. Part C, earthworks. Surplus rock excavation hard, 25 cubic meter. Pipe culverts and drain excavation, common soil, 18 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway, structural excavation, common soil, 127 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow, common soil, 11 cubic meter. Subgrade preparation, common material, 2,872.83 square meter. Part D, sub-base and base course, aggregate sub-base course, 401 cubic meter. Part E, surface courses, Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced 0.23 meters thick at 14 days, 1,965 square meter. Part G, drainage and slope protection structures, pipe culvert 610 diameter, class 4 RCPC, 9 linear meter. Pipe culverts 910 diameter, class 4 RCPC, 8 linear meter, and stone masonry of 431 cubic meter.
Any questions, queries? Hearing none, let's proceed to the next project.
For our next project, 24BA0071, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, Barangay Villa Pena, Cabarroguis, Quirino. With a net length of 0.9782 lane kilometer, 66 calendar days. Photos taken at the site, the beginning of the project, section 1. End of the project, section 1. Beginning of the project of section 2. End of the project of section 2. For the quantities and items involves Part A, facilities for engineer, provision of progress photographs, 2.2 months. Part B, other general requirements, project billboard, signboard for each. Occupational safety and health program, lump sum. Material includes safety helmets, safety shoes, safety vests, working gloves, face masks, rubber boots, eye goggles, raincoats. Traffic management, lump sum. Mobilization, demobilization, lump sum. Part C, earthworks. Surplus common excavation, 898 cubic meter. Surplus rock excavation hard, 29 cubic meter. Pipe culverts and drain excavation, common soil, 24.32 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway, structure excavation, common soil, 168 cubic meter. Subgrade preparation, common material, 3,575.32 square meter. Part D, sub-base and base course, aggregate sub-base course, 499 cubic meter. Part E, surface courses, Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.23 meters thick at 14 days, 2,445.5 square meter. Part G, drainage and cell protection structure, pipe culverts of 910 diameter, class 4 RCPC, 8 linear meter, stone masonry, 272 cubic meter.
Any queries, clarifications to the presented project? Hearing none, let's proceed to the next project.
Our next project, 24BK0072, Asset Preservation Program, Rehabilitation, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Roads, Secondary Roads, Cordon Aurora Boundary Road, Isabela Boundary Junction, Dumabato. K0360 plus 407 to K0360 plus 946, Aglipay, Quirino. With a net length of 2.156 lane kilometers, 206 calendar days. Photos taken at the site, the beginning of the project. End of the project. For the items and quantities involved, Part A, facilities for engineer, provision of progress photographs, 6.87 months. Part B, other general requirements, project billboard, signboard for each. Occupational safety and health program, lump sum. Material includes safety helmets, safety shoes, safety vests, working gloves, face masks, rubber boots, eye goggles, raincoat. Traffic management, lump sum. Use retroreflective for signages, mobilization, demobilization, lump sum. Support equipment, lump sum. Part C, earthworks. Individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 mm diameter, small, 17 each. And for 301 to 500 diameter, small, 3 each. 501 to 700 mm diameter, small, 1 each. Removal of outward structure obstruction, 0.1 thick asphalt concrete pavement, 3,287.9 square meter. Surplus common excavation, 1,646 cubic meter. Structure excavation, common soil, 1,347 cubic meter. Foundation fill, 80.24 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway, structure excavation, common soil, 1,719.1 cubic meter. Rubber fill, 4.2 cubic meter. Subgrade preparation, common material, 7,155.26 square meter. Part D, sub-base and base course. Aggregate sub-base course, 1,850 cubic meter. Part E, surface courses. Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.23 meters thick at 14 days, 375.20 square meters. Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.28 meters thick at 14 days, 8,733.4 square meters. Part F, bridge construction. Reinforcing steel grade 40, 46,017.97 kg. Reinforcing steel grade 60, 1,045.20 kg. Structural concrete 20.68 MPa class 8, 28 days, 553.29 cubic meter. Structural concrete 27.58 MPa class 8, 28 days, 23.1 cubic meter. Formworks, forms and falls work, 1 lump sum. Part G, drainage and soil protection structure, line canal, concrete rectangular of 300 by 300 mm, 136 linear meter. Part H, miscellaneous structure, curb and gutter, precast, 325 pieces. Metal guardrail, metal beam including post, double W beam, 419.1 linear meter. Metal beam and piece, fishtail, 24 each. Seedlings, saplings for other program initiatives, 2,100 each. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 243 square meter. And solar LED street light of 30 each.
Are there any queries, clarifications, or concerns with regards to the presented project? Hearing none, let's proceed to the next.
Our next project, Asset Preservation Program, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of National Road with slips, slope collapse, and landslide, Secondary Road, NRJ, Villasur, San Pedro, Cabuan, Ismael, Decimal Road, K0368 plus 508 to K0368 plus 766, K0368 plus 1087 to K0369 plus 246, Maddela, Quirino. With a net length of 1,550 square meters, 218 calendar days. Photos taken at the site at the beginning of the project, at the station 368 plus 508, station 368 plus 766, station 368 plus 1087, the end of the project at 369 plus 246. For the items and quantities involved, Part A, facilities for engineer, provision of progress photographs, 7.27 months. Part B, other general requirements, project billboard, signboard, for each. Occupational safety and health program, lump sum. Material includes safety helmet, safety shoes, safety vest, working gloves, face mask, rubber boots, eye goggles, raincoat. Traffic management, lump sum. Use retro-reflective for signages. Mobilization, demobilization, lump sum. Part C, earthworks. Removal of structure and obstruction, lump sum. Structure excavation, common soil, 720 cubic meter. Foundation fill of 74.99 cubic meter. Pipe culverts and drain excavation, common soil, 60.86 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway, structural excavation, common soil, 1,843 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow, granular coarse material, 1,345 cubic meter. Subdrip preparation, common material, 2,791.22 square meter. Part D, subbase and base course. Aggregate subbase course, 458 cubic meter. Part E, surface courses. Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.28 meters thick at 14 days, 3,633.5 square meter. Part A, Bridge Construction, reinforcing steel grade 40, 45,904.88 kg, structural concrete 20.68 MPa, Class A, 28 days, 639.88 cubic meter. Part G, drainage and slope protection structure, 5 culverts of 903 in diameter, Class 4 ZPC, 17 linear meter, catch basin of 910 diameter, 1 each, routed riprap 75 cubic meter. Part H, miscellaneous structure, metal guard rail, metal beam including post double W beam, 53.34 linear meter, metal beam and piece, fishtail, 4 each. Yun lang po ang mga items involved natin sa project. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Joel Tindungan. Are there any queries, clarifications, or concerns with regards to the presented project? Hearing none, any announcement from the back secretariat, Madam Sec?
Good morning once again. For the next procurement activities, later at 10 a.m., we have opening of bids for 4 civil works projects. And on Wednesday, 10 a.m., opening of bid for 1 consulting services and 1 RFQ. That's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Sec. Please take note of our procurement schedules and be guided accordingly. Hope to see you all during the submission, receipt, opening, and preliminary examination of bids. There being no other matter to discuss, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.